It's real loud for me. I don't know. Hello, everyone. Hope y'all hear me. It's me. It's real loud for me. I don't know why. But I hope everyone can hear me. Can you just put a one in the chat if you can hear me? I don't hear the music at all now. Y'all can hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yes. I see Alice said yes. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alice, for letting me know you can hear me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Let me go ahead and shout out the chat now. I want to go ahead and do that now. I saw a lot of people come in pretty early, right? Yogi, thank you so much for hitting the like early on. I appreciate it. Brian Lane, thank you so much. Great message there, Jojo. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ms. V, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maritas, thank you so much for hitting the like button. Thank you for waiting. Russian Wolf, I appreciate it, sir. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Junior the Truth, thank you so much. I appreciate it for you stopping by. Kevin Corpening, thank you, sir. Salute Joe Delaney, everyone in the chat, as well as Maz, love and respect. Kaleidoscope of Happiness, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. I really, truly appreciate it. Life with Tasharia, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lisa J. Stocks, thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Truly appreciate it. Vaughn, thank you. Waiting to Excel is in the house. I appreciate it, Vaughn. Thank you. Alice, blessed child of God, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Good evening, dear. I truly appreciate that. Bonds Reality, you're welcome, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it, Bond. I do. Thank you so much. Scorpio Mama, thank you, Scorp. I appreciate you being here. Truly appreciate it. I truly do. Truly appreciate it. Miss Wanda, Get It With Together Wellness. Thank you for being here, Miss Wanda. Truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I truly appreciate it. Truly, truly do. Thank you so much. I wanted to come in and if you saw my title, Can Gratitude Really Supercharge Your Success? This is an extension or an extension from what I was talking about last week on being thankful on purpose. It is actually a continuation. So it's going to be perfect because I actually had put out a challenge last week and I had asked for if you could at least just tag thankful on purpose for me and give me at least 3 small thankful things that you're thankful for every day. And I know I've mentioned this before, but truly, I feel like I'm doing my purpose or fulfilling my purpose if at least I reach one person. And in this case, she even noticed it. But in this case, I had one person that took me up on the challenge. And honestly, I wish I had, right? Because I had so many things, people in my life. We've had so many things coming against us. And I know that's why I asked for that to be done, because I wanted you to see how much it actually does help you every day. And it just filled my heart earlier today because I heard her mention how much it actually helped her just writing down or posting 3 small things or 3 things that she was thankful for every day. And I want to mention some of the things that she wrote, okay? I'm just going to call out some of the things that she posts on a daily basis that she was thankful for. She was thankful for sunrise. She was thankful to have the ability to hear. She was thankful to have the ability to see. She was thankful another day for sunlight, for memories. If you think about it, just being thankful because, some of us have family that are losing the ability to have memories, right? They're losing the ability to see. They're losing the ability to be able to hear. So just being thankful for those things. There's people who lose the ability to be able to see. So they know that the sunrise is there because it's something that we can hold on to. We're going to have a sunrise and we're going to have a sunset. Those are things that we can count on, but to be able to see those things, just being thankful for those little things. And she even one day she told me she was thankful for clean water. She was thankful for electricity. We've had here in Texas, we've had so many times that we had grid issues in the past, grid with the electricity. And just to be thankful to be able to have electricity. We can complain about the grid. We can complain about the lack of a strong grid. But when you don't have electricity at all, so to be thankful for that, to be thankful for clean water. I've watched people actually scoop water out of wells, out of man-made wells, to actually manually clean the water to be able to have clean water. I know people on the internet that I have met across the world that actually have to do that. But for us to have the ability to open up a faucet and have a filter and be able to get clean water like that. So those are just things that we take for granted sometimes, right? And we can she showed me, she brought that to light that we can be thankful for those little things. We can complain about the big things, right? We can complain about how much it costs or any of those things, but just to be thankful for those little things. That is what I wanted to be able to have someone understand, and how thankful, and just pointing out how thankful they are to have that. And she did that all week long. Jen J, thank you for being here, living in gratitude. And so it's not always easy. It's not. But the fact that you can point out those things on a daily basis, it just helps you get through that day to be able to be thankful for that. So I wanted to point that out. Okay. So thank you so much. That brings me into this week's topic and question of the day. For today's live, can gratitude supercharge your success? Just having that gratitude that we can talk about and we can focus in on, those little things that we can be thankful for. I know we all have so much going on that they're big things, right? But focusing on in those little things, that's what we had proven this week, because she actually let me know, and that's Miss Alice, child of God. She let me know how much she was thankful to be able to do that, or that I challenged her to do that, right? And how much it actually helped her to be able to just focus in on those little things that she was thankful for. And so I mentioned that, and I gave that challenge because I wanted to be able to show how much just focusing on those little things can help with the gratitude, how much gratitude can actually supercharge being, it just gives you that strength to get through every single day. It's not that it makes it better, right? That's not what I'm trying to say. I wasn't trying to show or illustrate that it'll take those things away. No, that's not what it does. But it just pulls you away from the big picture, and it helps you focus in on the little things that we can still be thankful for. I do want to start out though, a little housekeeping. I just want to remind everyone, this is a safe place. This is my transparent talks place, where it's transparent for me. It's my journey. It's my safe space, and that I want you to feel safe in. I want your comments to just be respectful. I want to keep it positive. I want to keep it respectful. I want to keep it uplifting. If I have people of all genres, of all walks of life, of all areas of this world come into my chat, and I want to keep it encouraging, I want to keep it engaging, and I want everyone to just be respectful of others. Okay. I know we can't always have that, but I believe that this place does keep that. Like, that is the space that I am trying to create. And I want you to just come in, share. I will get, I'll go ahead and see your questions and everything, your comments, as I get to them. But I just want to make sure that everyone understands this is a positive, respectful, and uplifting place. And I want you to feel at home. Okay. And again, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, let me mention or check anyone that I have missed that came in. Blaze, thank you for being here. The smallest things become massively important during periods of struggle and uncertainty, like having access to clean water or being physically mobile or having the ability to see. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Convos with Cam, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. I know there's someone else that I wanted to mention that came in. Talca Detector, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. One moment. Buenas noches, amiga. ¿Cómo estás? Te envío un gran saludo y un gran abrazo desde Chile. Gracias. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Muchas gracias. Le doy tantas gracias. Buenas noches. I think that was it that I missed, that had come in and I hadn't shouted out. And again, I'll go over the other statements and things as I go on. I just wanted to mention that. I did want to start out with the foundation verse that I believe is pinned at the top. My foundation verse that I wanted to go over. Yes, it's pinned at the top. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And that is Psalms 118:24, King James Version. And the reason I wanted to share this verse is because, man, like I mentioned last week, and it's a continuation, regardless of what happens in that day, it's not always perfect. We can start out our day proclaiming a good day, but it doesn't mean that it is going to be, right? It doesn't mean that we won't have a wrench thrown in the mix and something will happen that will kind of take us from it. But we build a foundation to proclaim. And this is that verse that does that for me. I proclaim my day. This is the day which the Lord hath made. And at that time in this Psalms, they were going through so much at that time, and they were proclaiming it for themselves at that time too. They were in a celebration after so much hardship and proclaiming, this is the day which he hath made, which the Lord hath made. And we're going to rejoice and be glad in it, no matter what come with may, right? And so this is what gets me. It doesn't mean that life is perfect at all, right? It doesn't mean that every single day is perfect. It just means that no matter what, we can still rejoice, even though that life isn't. And that's why I wanted to start out with this verse. That's what it just starts my day out proclaiming it, and no matter what, right? So I want to ask, what's one thing you choose to rejoice about today? I know it's not perfect, even if it wasn't perfect, even if today was not perfect, it's already, late in the evening, right? But what's one thing you choose to rejoice on about today? You can share that with me in the chat. I'd love it. I think he came in. Disrupt and Discuss podcast. Thank you for being here, sis. I appreciate it. Thank you. I saw somebody say, hey. I mean, we're all used to going about our daily lives and being busy, that sometimes gratitude for the simple things can get lost in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And it will. And it will. And that's why, for me, it's easier at the end of the day to just write those things that I'm, thankful for, regardless of how that day went. And that's why I asked, what's one thing that you could be thankful for today and how your day went today? To Sharia, she says community. Community. Miss Alice, she says there's always something to be thankful for. Yes. Vaughn says there's an echo. You hear an echo, Vaughn? Or echo 100? I'm not sure. Okay. Kaleidoscope says, I think sometimes we confuse gratitude with happiness. You're right. Because it doesn't mean just because we're grateful with something, for something, in my opinion, because I'm grateful to have something or for something, it doesn't mean that we're completely happy about it, right? Because that goes along with what I stated. It doesn't mean that life is perfect and we're completely happy. But honestly, if I give that challenge again and you try just every single day, just trying to focus in, no matter what today happened, no matter how bad your day was today, give me one thing that you can point out. Oh, my name is Echo. I am sorry. Kaleidoscope. Thank you. Regardless of what happened today, and it wasn't perfect, we had a really busy, hustle and bustle day. But if we can just hone in on what's one thing that you can actually just be thankful for today. And it kind of just tries to pull that out of you, out of that darkness, right? Just think of something good out of that negativity, or just try to think of something positive out of the negative that may have happened today. And if you want to share with me. Wanda says, I'm thankful for my health, mind, body, and spirit. Alice, I may not always be happy, but I still have joy no matter what. And Miss Alice, I choose joy. I choose to have joy. Because I'm not always joyous, right? So I choose to choose joy. And that is like hard sometimes, right? It's not easy. It's not easy, but we have to choose it. Sometimes it's harder, said than done. Sirius S, a Virgo from Georgia. Thank you for being here, dear. Happy Thursday, Joe. Mods and chat. Vaughn says, I'm thankful for the positive and influential support God has surrounded me with in real life and on YouTube. Scorp says, I am thankful Alice got a channel for no mess. Jen J. In the words of Boys to Men, when I felt I had enough, you never turned away. You were right there, and I thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Did I mention? Oh, Blaze. My mind is trump card. So to still possess a healthy and sound mind is one thing I've always been grateful. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yes. Did I miss any thankful messages? Having gratitude, in my opinion, brings happiness and joy. My friend had surgery yesterday and she got home tonight. Praise God. Yes, praise God. Praise God. Did I miss any? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So I wanted to also talk, because another thing that I think about is perseverance and drive. So when we persevere and we push forward, and it that's being thankful is the foundation, right? Being thankful, but it gives us a reason to persevere and continue driving, right? Because as long as, if I didn't have a good day, but if I can pull something out of that maybe not good day and think of what I can be thankful for, that makes me want to drive forward. And because life is a marathon, it's not a sprint, right? We're not, I consider life, it's a lifestyle. So, you know how we talk about, I have come through a weight loss journey. I've come through a weight loss journey, and there's so many times I have so many friends that they get so anxious because that that scale, we don't see it moving. We don't see it changing. We don't see in the mirror. And that's why I suggest, let's take pictures, let's take, you know, so we can actually, when you put that old picture side by today, that is where you can actually see how much you've come, how far you've come. And being able to see those things, that's what gives you the drive to continue forward, right? Because you actually see how far you've come. But it's not, I mean, think about it. It's not, we're not trying to fight or to, how do I say? I mean, it's not a sprint. We're not trying to beat the next person. This is my lifestyle. This is my journey, right? Yours is your journey. It's not anybody else's. It's not, no one, there's no one to be in competition with but yourself. It's not you being in competition. We're we're in a lifetime journey, and each unique to each ourselves. It's unique to me. What I'm going through and what I go through on a day-to-day basis is what I go through. It's me. I'm not in competition with you. I'm not in competition with you. I'm not in competition with anyone else but the person in the mirror. I'm in competition with who I was yesterday, not who she was, or what she looks like, or what you see on social media, or it's not in a competition with anyone else but yourself. So when you pull out something to be positive about, it's for you. It's for me. When I come and ask you, what can you be positive, no matter what happened today, no matter if you ran out of gas on the side of the road, what can you still be positive about? What can, whatever negative thing that happened to you today, and you come and you speak on something good, no matter what happened today, that is for you. That is to make you realize, you know what? I'm still breathing. I still made it through. And I'm here listening to Joe talk to me. I'm able to have internet service to be able to hear Joe talking to me. You know, and those little things remind you, you know what? If I made it through that, and I can still be able to hear this woman talking to me, man, I'm gonna continue, because tomorrow's another day. I'm gonna get some rest, and tomorrow's another day, and I can still, that's the fuel that I have on this road called life. No matter how long it was, no matter how hard it was, no matter how bumpy it was, I made it through, because I'm still able to be grateful for whatever, no matter whatever I went through. I may not have been able to pay this bill. I may not have been able to get to this place. I may not have been able to get through this health scare, or whatever it was. But I can still be grateful to be able to be in this moment right now and be hearing her speak. hearing me speak. You could be anywhere else, but I'm thankful that that you're here hearing me. And those are the things that drive you to continue trying forward, to continue driving one step at a time, one more step at a time. No matter what you went through, no matter how much failure there may have been, or success, but it still gives you another reason to choose gratitude in uncertainty. It helps you rise above that negativity, no matter what you went through. And that's why I asked you, just share one thing that you can be grateful for today, just to be able to breathe. What would get you through it is staying consistent in those things. Just like I mentioned, Miss Alice mentioned, she did those things every single day since last week. She did it every single day. She gave me 3 things every single day on the things she was thankful for. And it just gave her a reason every single day. You know what? It may not have been perfect, but I'm thankful to have the ability to speak. Because remember, not everybody else can. Not everyone else has. That's the thing, and that was brought up to me this week. No matter what you are going through, there's always someone out there who has it worse. If you aren't sure about that, go do some random interviews. Go do some random interviews out there to just some strangers and ask them about literally that you want to know what they're going through in their life. I dare you, because sometimes it's kind of scary to find out what other people are going through. Because no matter how bad you think you have it, the darkness in someone else's world could be so much worse than yours. And it's very true. Regardless of what you're going through and you're not going through, there's always other people going through worse. I wanted to see if there was anyone else. I wanted to come and see if there's anyone else that I may have missed. Gabriel Salea, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, Gabriel. Thank you for hitting the like button. Everyone, if you would please hit the like button. Susanna, thank you for being here. Did I miss anyone else? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in or out. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did I miss anyone else? I wanted to, as I mentioned last week, there's a lot of things that I've, gone through, right? It was really, really heavy. And, sometimes, yes, I cry. Sometimes I let it out, in different ways. But I never want you to allow anyone to make you feel like you can't let it out, like you can't speak on whatever is going through in your life. Anyone else's opinions is their own, and that's them, right? But whatever we choose to speak on, I choose to let it out. This is my transparent life, and so I'm here to be transparent with you. And that's in the way I share it, right? So I don't want anyone to ever feel like they can't share their real self. And that's, whether you're a man or a woman, right? We're not always used to a man sharing their truth. But I pray and I hope that even if you're a man and you don't feel like you can always share your truth and share your feelings, I hope you have someone in your life at all, that you are able to share with, because we all need someone to be able to share with. For me personally, I know sometimes, and I mentioned this before, but sometimes the way I deal with things, literally personally, is I need to release it off of my chest. And a lot of times I don't need anyone to say anything. I don't need your comment. I don't need your anything, right? Sometimes we're just looking for a listening ear, and just to be able to speak it out of ourselves, right? Because that's literally, I'm one of those, I'm very stubborn. I've always been the person that'll say, I'm not going to be on any kind of meds, right? But what gets me through, and I feel that keeps me off of meds, is being able to speak it out into existence. And sometimes I'll ask God, look, I'm sorry, God. I know I need to come and speak to you. And I do, right? That's my prayer. I speak. I'm a person that speaks to God like he's my best friend, like he's right here and I'm talking to him. That's how I speak to God. Okay. And I speak to him, but in a sense, I want someone to hear me on earth. And that's what I pray. I pray to God, give me somebody that'll just listen. I don't need them to say anything. You know, sometimes I just want somebody to listen because I am so stubborn that I'm like, I'm not going to keep this inside and let it fester inside and then go into some kind of depression or some kind of anxiety or some kind of, no, I'm not. I will not. And that is the stubborn woman in me. I will not let it sit inside me, because it's like it festers in you and it festers in you, and one day it's just gonna blow if it just stays in you too long. That's how I feel. So, hola, Rudy, thank you so much for being here. I pray that you are able to hear and go ahead and hit the like button. Rudy Iraheta Homestead, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. 2 Cent Gorilla, definitely need that inner circle, the space where you can release thoughts. Yes. And and it's not always that we need somebody to, tell us how to do something, right? It's not that. It's just, hey, can you get here a little early so we can talk some things out, because I have things going in my head and I just want to, get some clarity and just speak things out, into existence and get some understanding and some clarity, because, when you speak it out and you're able to understand one another, communicate, right? Because it's not always easy to communicate either, but that's it. But you have to have a safe space. You have to, even if you're a man. I know, we don't always, I know there's been so much about, people aren't used to having a man talk their truth and all of this, but I want to create that. Mental health is real. Mental health is real, whether you're a woman or a man, because it all festers in your mind. And we can't keep it in there. We have to get a hold of it. We have to choose. Like I was saying, choose joy. We have to choose to get it out of our mind and get it. We have to. So I want to talk about, that was the question, can gratitude supercharge your success? And in my opinion, it very much so can. Having gratitude, it shifts everything. It puts focus into noticing what you have instead of obsessing over the lack. If I'm obsessing constantly about, I don't have this or I don't have that, or they have this and I don't have this, and all that obsession, it is a focus in what you don't have. But if we just hone in and notice what we do have, then it won't, the focus, we have to change, we have to switch that focus, and we may not have this but we have this. Just like I was mentioning earlier, you know, we may not have the ability to, I don't want to go there. A lot of times it's harder to see what we do have because we're constantly focusing on obsessing over what we don't have. So let me mention and remind everyone, I mentioned last week that the week before I had been in a car accident. It wasn't my fault. I didn't have any, to this day, I didn't have any issues, any pain, anything. Okay. And I don't have my car, but I have a rental. I had a rental within a few hours of that, you know? So I could easily focus, I could have easily continued to focus on the wreck itself and and how much it took me back, right? I could easily focus on the big problem of what happened to me that day. But if I just focus on the fact that I have this coverage, whether they have the coverage or not, whether they, the person that hit me, regardless of what, I was able to have a way to pick up my son from school, a way to get my son to school, and a way to pick him up. By the time he got out of school, I had a way to pick him up from school and keep it pushing. And I've had that to this day, regardless of how long it's taking for my car to get fixed, right? So if I continue to obsess about the wreck, then I wouldn't, and not having Bessie, I call her Bessie, old Bessie. She has a name, but that's actually my son's name for my car. But the fact that I can just notice and focus in on, hey, I'm able to get from here, point A to point B anyway, right? It also shifts everything and tells me how resilient I am, right? That gratitude, it makes me bounce back faster. It gives me resilience to be grateful for the little things, and it helps me get back faster than sitting and wallowing in the lack, right? It helps me be resilient and bounce back from being in the sad situation and talking bad about the situation. There was nothing for me to continue to talk bad about. By the time I was able to tell people, because they didn't even know it had even happened, by the time I was able to go and tell the elders in my family, or the people that needed to know, they didn't have any reason to be sad for me. They didn't have any reason to worry about, because I was already keep it pushing. I was resilient in the matter, in whatever the matter of fact. I was able to be resilient because I saw the gratefulness that I could have. That, hey, we're keeping it pushing no matter what. It gives me also inspiration. It gives me inspiration because me being grateful, and no matter what, it encourages not just me, but encourages me teaching my son to be grateful, and it inspires him to, hey, don't worry about it, son. By the time you get out of school, it's gonna be like, we're still gonna be going. It's not going to we're not going to wallow, and it inspires my son to teach him that, hey, we're not going to be sad about the situation. Hey, nothing happened to us. You okay? We're still going. So it's inspiring. It's helping me be able to inspire my son and teach him. If it inspires other people, also it encourages other people if they hear. I'm thinking it encourages you to be able to see how I made it through, no matter how bad it could have been. When I shared it with people, I saw people asking me or mentioning to me, oh, I hope you're okay. No, 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 no. I'm here sharing with you because I want you to see there's nothing to be sad about, and this is my testimony, and I wanted to share that so I'm able to inspire other people. There's something that I've always used. I've always used metaphors to be able to teach my son. I've always used our body is like a machine. It's like a car, right? And in this case, gratitude is like fuel of the car. If we have no fuel, we don't have any movement. So fuel is the gratitude. That's like the fuel of that machine. It's the fuel that keeps us going. We're being grateful is giving us that fuel to continue going, continue moving, continue going one more step at a time, because I can see how good it's been when I point out, or I point out of my mind to think about the things that I can be grateful for, right? The fact that I may not be able to have much, but I was able to continue moving and continue going, and I had a rental car that gave me fuel to continue going forward and not wallowing in the negativity of that day. So gratitude, as a metaphor, if you think about it, gratitude is like fuel of our car or of ourselves. It keeps us going forward, and it's like fuel for us to continue moving forward. So that's another way we have the ability to be successful, because it supercharges us by focusing, being resilient, having inspiration, or being inspiring for someone else, and being able to be the fuel. Gratitude is like the fuel of us to be able to continue going forward. So if gratitude is the fuel, what's driving your car right now? If gratitude is the fuel for you, for your life, for your car, you as being a car, what is driving you right now? What do you feel is driving you right now? Did I miss anyone coming in? A brother of a certain age, thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate it. So, like I mentioned, and I hope it was clear, like how I saw that gratitude, pointing out the little things that to be thankful for. I see it as That's how I see it. I see it as actual fuel to keep me going, right? Because I'm able to see gratitude and being able to be, if we don't have any fuel, we don't have any gratitude, then we wouldn't be able to continue moving forward. It's like the fuel in a car. So if gratitude is the fuel, what's driving your car right now? You want to share with me? Anyone? 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 Even one person? What's driving your car right now if gratitude is the fuel? What's driving your car right now? What's giving you that purpose to continue moving forward? Good night, Kaleidoscope. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you hit the like button on your way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Thank you so much for being here. Anyone? Does anyone want to share? All right. Well, I wanted to mention, if gratitude, knowing, okay, so Ms. Alice shared. Knowing that God has my back no matter what drives me. Oh, yes. In so many things. So many things. I'm thinking, Joe. Thank you, Vaughn. So many things. So many reasons I could say that I know I've had so many things that have happened. And I even mentioned, I didn't want to just continue giving testimonies because I could give testimonies every week about things that have happened. But in everything that happened, just like I mentioned, when I was in that car accident, I'll go back to that. I could see, just not being the big person that I used to be, having just had surgery in my legs, and that door did not hit my legs. But I know for a fact if I was even the size I was 2 years ago, I know that would have hit my legs because it took up more space in my car. And I don't have a big truck. I have a Malibu. I have a car, you know? So it's just those things. It's just those things that fuel me to know that I know God's working in me. I know He's with me. He's working on me every single day. Because I'm not perfect. This by no means does any of this. Am I trying to say that I'm perfect? Because I'm not. And earlier when I mentioned that, I'm stubborn, there's people that will vouch for that. I'm a very, very stubborn lady. I'm very, very stubborn. I'm not easy to get along with, even though I may seem like I am, but I'm not. So I know. And even people in the chat that don't know me personally, I've heard them say, don't get Joe started. Because I'm very loyal. I'm very, very loyal to a fault. I really am. I'm very loyal. I got my folks back like no other. And so I've seen people who don't even know me completely in real life make a mention and say, don't get Joe started. Because they already know that about me. I have this, I am like a little, I'm going to go to bat, okay? No matter what. And they can already see that. So I'm not perfect. I'm not. Knowing God has work for me to do. Yes. That's your fuel. Prayer is driving me. I think that about you, Joe. That I'm stubborn? I know. One thing we all have in common, none of us are perfect. Nope. And that's the whole thing. Like, I would never want anyone to think that, I'm not, for you to be down on yourself. There's no reason for you to be down on yourself because we're not supposed to be perfect. No one on this earth is perfect at all. And we're not expected to be. But like I mentioned, our only competition is ourselves and who we were yesterday. I promise you. Your competition is not me. Your competition is not that woman that you saw on that or whatever. Your competition is not anyone else but who you were yesterday or who you were 5 minutes ago. That's my competition. Who I was. And yes, I will fail. I will say something that may hit someone wrong. I may not, I don't always say the right thing. I have to work on that. I have to work on my words. I have to work on the way I express myself. But I can't be down on myself because I didn't do everything perfectly. especially the don't get Joe started. It wasn't even you who said it. It was someone that was like, oh, wow. Hmm, okay. She made me say, oh, wow. I was just glad that the person that she was saying it about was not there. That's all. That's all. Because I didn't want to hear the end of it. Or I wouldn't have heard the end of it. I am my only competition. Yes, you were. Do better today than Vaughn did yesterday. Yes. Janie, did I miss someone coming in? Janie Williams, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. That's my cousin. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm amazed you caught me. Live, I mean, you know. I truly appreciate it though. You're going to make me cry. I don't want to cry today. But okay, I want to share some practical tips that I need. Okay? I need these practical tips. And as Miss Alice went ahead and took my challenge this week, and she proved to me, even to me, that it works. Okay? Because I wasn't perfect this week, and I didn't do my journaling, Junior the Truth. I didn't do my journaling every single day and write down every single day what I was thankful for. And I can have people in my life vouch for the fact that if I would have done that, if I would have actually focused in on the small things that I was thankful for, that I wouldn't have allowed some days to be away from me and to just dwell on the things that happened, right? Because not every day is perfect. And if I would have taken my own challenge and done it with Miss Alice, which I'm going to do, but if we just pause and write down three blessings, three small things that we are thankful for, three blessings that we deem as a blessing for us, like coffee, a text, or simply just waking up. Just small things that we're able to just see. I mentioned coffee because this week, ooh, I had some really good coffee. I tried some new flavors. But anyway, just things that we can deem as a blessing. Or if you don't drink coffee, tea, whatever you drink, whatever, soothes your soul. Because I found out not everybody drinks coffee. I get it. I get it. But just things, if we just pause and write it down, I see Derek, my brother, in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Derek. I appreciate it. Is there someone else I missed? Yes, my cousin Janie, she's from Florida. So if y'all just say hi to Janie. Thank you so much. It took me aback at first when I saw you come in because our what do we call it? What do you call our last name? Our family name was not on there. So it took me aback when I didn't see that, right? And that's why I was like, that's my cousin. But anyway, our family name, that's the thing I was thinking about. So that wasn't there, and that's what took me aback. You know what I mean? To see. Anyway, you know what I mean. But thank you for being here, Janie. I appreciate it, honestly. So anyway, pause and write down three blessings because it does help. Miss Alice took the challenge and she vouched that it helps. Okay. Another practical tip that we can do is take one small step. You know how I mentioned that gratitude is the fuel that fuels your moving, fuels you to move forward? Don't think that you have to take big steps or do something radical or something big. Just take a small step. It may not mean that you're going to, build the whole house in one day. We can't build a house in one day, but we can plant a seed for that, right? We can build a brick at a time. That house takes bricks for a strong foundation. So we plant one brick at a time. We're not going to build the whole house in one day, but one brick at a time. And so take one small step, share a small daily steps, building, either whether it's about fitness, about finances, about physical, homes, weight loss journey, whatever it is, but just take one small step towards that goal that you may have. And you know how I mentioned earlier that for me, I have to let it out. I have to release it. I have to expose it. I have to just get it out of my mouth and release it. Speak it. Speak life out loud. Those affirmations, those scriptures, those gratitude lists those things that you're grateful for, speak it. It's like speaking life into existence. Speak life out loud. I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I can, I will, I must. But speak it into existence. If you have to get an affirmation, I love affirmations every day, a scripture every day. One thing is about being consistent. That right there, doing it the same thing every day, and that is one thing that I've learned from Miss Alice also, being consistent. There's things that I do every single day. And I may speak on this another day, but having a consistent set of things that you do every single day, and I've mentioned it before, it keeps you in a schedule of sort, right? If you have that consistency that you do every single day, the way you start your day, it gets you going, and it keeps you on track of those things. So those practical steps or tips that I'm trying to give you, writing down 3 blessings that you have every day, taking a small step. It doesn't mean you're going to get it all done in one day. It doesn't mean you're going to accomplish it every day, but just taking a small step. I was listening to my friend Lisa J. Stocks. She mentioned $5, $10, whatever you invest daily or weekly or monthly, but it's taking a small step. It's not meaning in that case financially, right? It doesn't mean you buy a whole stock at one time, because the stock may be worth $100 and some, but doing fractional shares and $5, $10 partial stocks, right? But just taking a small step and then speaking life out loud, speaking it into existence, speaking that affirmation, speaking that scripture, speaking that gratitude list that you do, those blessings that you do, that you write down every day, speaking that out loud. Those are the things, those practical tips that'll get you for gratitude to drive you from feeling like you're not able to get it. When you have that gratitude, and it gives you that drive, and doing these little practical tips, they may seem like they're not much, but it'll give you that drive not to feel like you're out of fuel. Those little practical tips, from just writing down the blessings or writing down the little things that you see, and just taking a small step and speaking it out loud. Those little practical tips will help you to give you the drive and not feel like you're not fueled. Because gratitude is the fuel. If you don't have any fuel, you don't have any movement. I wanted to ask one more thing. I wanted to ask you, with those tips in mind, which tip will you try this week? I challenged y'all last week of writing down some thankful on purpose tips every day, 3 small thankful tips. I gave you 3 practical tips and you choose. Think about it. And this is for you. This is not for me. This is not for anyone else. But think about it. What of these practical tips will you take this week to just put into motion for yourself? To either writing down 3 blessings, taking a small step every single day, sharing how your daily little steps can get you moving forward every day, and speaking them out loud, either in an affirmation, a scripture, or a gratitude list. I want you to think about which one you will take this week to help you in fueling your movement. That gratitude that'll fuel your movement this week or next week, right? The rest of this week and next week. We just started a new month. So I wanted to give these little practical tips for myself as well. I promise. Everything I always start like what do I these are things that I need to take also. And I need to be consistent. Just like Miss Alice, she has taught me that being consistent is one of those things that it keeps you going. You can go to Miss Alice's I'm going to mention, you can go to Miss Alice's channel every single morning. And if you haven't noticed already, if you do go to her channel and you've already followed her, if you could drop her link, one of my mods, if you can drop Miss Alice's link. But one of the things that you will notice if you go to her channel every single morning, because I get up right now, I'm in a prayer fast, okay? So I get up at 4:45 in the morning. Around that time, when I already see her drop a scripture. She drops a community wall post telling you hello, and she's giving you the time, the date, and what day it is. She's dropping a community post of what day it is. She's dropping a scripture of the day. She is. And she's dropping, there's something else she drops every single day too. She drops 3 things every single morning. Life with Tasharia, you can go work out with her Monday through Friday every single day. It's just about consistency, right? And that consistency that you go through, that you put consistent to your life every day, it gives you that fuel to continue going forward. I can speak on so many of you every single day. There's things that I do for my children every single day, for my children and my loved ones, every single day, that I make it a consistent, because I want to start them out. I'm doing some things for my channel, but I start my day in first for my children and my loved ones. I really do. That's what I do first. After I do the things that I do in my day, I start out with my kids and my loved ones first. And honestly, I usually don't share what I share with my kids and my loved ones with anyone else. I choose something different for everyone else, because for me, my loved ones and my kids, I'm trying to give them this inspiration that I try to give everyone else. I try to give it to my kids, because I'm trying to get them to understand and to learn these things. Anyway, that took me queen to queen. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, dear. I really do. So, which of these practical tips, again, I'll go over them. Pausing and writing down 3 blessings every day. Taking 1 small step. Sharing how small daily steps build your journey. Or speaking life out loud. Your affirmations, your scripture, your gratitude list. Those little practical tips. Which tip, and this is just for you. You don't have to share it with me. This is for you. Which of these practical tips will you try this week? That's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about which of these will you take and try this week for yourself, because this is for you. Hey, hey Diesel. I was gonna say your name. Hey Diesel, thank you so much for being here. Hey Joe, hope all is well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button. So, okay. I always, every time I get to a point where I know I'm going to start being emotional, I know that's my cue. I don't want to get emotional. But I do want to ask if you want to go ahead and come up, if my executive producer wants to come up. I have had an executive producer helping me out in the background. I truly appreciate him so much, just helping me out and just trying to get through, everyone. Because I get, we talked about it, I get distracted real easily. This is not something like a podcast for me. I'm not, it's really kind of hard for me because I get distracted. I get, I don't, it's hard for me. And my words get tongue tied, so I have to try to stay on, I have to stay focused because it's something that is hard for me to stay on task. So, it's something we talked about, and, I needed to go ahead and try to stay focused. And so he helps me out a lot on the background. And when I say things that he feels is on point, he's in the background going, especially when I mentioned I was stubborn. I'm telling y'all. But hey, I ain't feeling no bad about myself. You can do you have anything to say, SBK? You're muted, dear.
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello, hello. One love to everyone. Love, peace, and hair grease to all of y'all.
So is there any comments that you want to make or anything at all?
There was a, let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
There's a star comment that I thought that was really good. And
I didn't go to, I know. Some of them I went to and it started distracting.
Kind of talked about it last week, but 2 cent hit on it. It's a couple another comment, but this one right here, definitely need that inner circle, the space where you can release your thoughts. And you were talking about how, people need to vent. Now that doesn't mean you need to vent to just every, Tom, Dick, and Harry. He said you got to have that inner circle, you know what I mean? And so your loved ones, the ones that'll lay down their lives for you, you know what I mean? And so those are the people right there that will listen to you, and not only just listen to you, but they'll take things to heart, because you never know what you're going to you never know what the next man goes through. We talked about this last week. Everybody has inner struggles. Everybody has those inner issues that they have. And so, like you were saying, you need someone to just talk and just, well, they don't even have to give any, any pushback or any encouragement. They just there to listen. So everybody needs that one person. But yeah, this has been a great live. There's another star message that came up that I wanted to. Miss Alice said this: when we insinuate the positive, we leave very little room for the negative. And that is the story of that's the story of my life. I don't want any negativity around me. So I want to be positive even though there is negativity, we look at bills, we look at issues all around us, health, you know what I mean? Those are negative, right? But we got to think about, we got to insinuate the positive. We got to always look at the positive outlooks on everything, you know what I mean? And one more comment that I saw that really touched me is, if Miss Wanda's still in chat, she was like, my husband was in a catastrophic accident and he did not complain one time. He definitely is a testament on how to be grateful, because things can always be worse. And I can't relate to Miss Wanda and Chat and Joe. I can't relate to being in a really bad accident right there and not complaining. But I'm one that I can truly understand that. I don't know if that's a man thing or whatever, but or if that's a, you know, but I can truly respect that, because the way I look at it is that nobody is going to like you know, Miss Wanda's husband didn't complain about being in an accident. I look at things as, at the end of the day, you know, you have the power to get better or get worse. You have the power to get up and do something, or just stand still and sit there and be the same. So complaining is not going to get you anywhere. Sitting there wallowing in the mud is not going to get you anywhere. You know what I mean? You got to think about where you came from, and it could have been worse, like Wanda said, and do something about your situation. You know, be positive. As Alice said, insinuate the positive.
Right.
So, yeah.
She said, true story. He held us together on his sick bed. Yes.
Wow.
Shout out.
But yes, insinuate the positive. So
I completely agree. That it made me think about my dad. And you know, when I go through things, he was always the one I would run to. And so it's been really tough for me going through things and not being able to, because my dad was my rock, right? And I know for you, most people don't know, but I can see when you're missing your mom. I know those little things that you do, or that you're wearing, or that you're doing when you're missing your mom, you know, so I see those. And those are those little things, you know. Even this past week, we had a great, by the way, we had a great Dallas football game. It was a great game. We tied the game, I know. However, it was a great game. But it was tough for me because I used to watch the football games with my dad, you know. But it's, Miss Wanda was speaking about that, you know, and holding you together no matter what you're going through. And that he was the one that I would look at, and no matter what he was going through, he never complained, you know. And those are those reminders that I have here, that I had on earth, that I could look towards to remind me, and why I do these things, why I look towards being grateful, having that fuel to continue helping me to move forward. You know, those are those things that give me the examples to use that fuel to continue to go forward, being grateful no matter what. Alice, don't get Joe started about those Cowboys. She cooks and roasts. Hi, thank you so much for being here. I was trying to say hello, but I know he was talking. I didn't want to be rude. But thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Miss Alice, don't get Joe started about those Cowboys. Ah, it was a game though, y'all. It was a game.
I have no comment.
You fell asleep on the game, so don't even go there.
No,
That's
I
how
have no.
bad it was for him. I couldn't go to sleep. But
I,
anyway, it was good. I can't believe it was a tied game though. Ugh. Anyway,
um,
so
go ahead.
uh-huh.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Gratitude lights your path. I wanted to make a statement. Gratitude lights your path. Perseverance carries your steps, and faith makes the journey worth it. Gratitude lights your path. Perseverance carries your steps, and faith makes the journey worth it. That's what I wanted to leave y'all with today. Be grateful y'all tied a game. Bear down. The Bears lost here. Bear down.
Bears won.
They did? I
They
thought
won.
you shared that they had lost.
No, that was during the like towards the end of the game. They ended up winning.
Oh, they ended up winning.
They ended up
Wow.
winning.
Never mind. Never mind. I
I,
do want to give you a little bit of encouragement though. Keep going because you are stronger than you think. And I want to tell that to a certain person, but I want you, and they'll know who it is. I just want to say, keep going because you are stronger than you think. Keep going because you are stronger than you think. I just want to say that. Okay? So that's what I have for today. Thank you so much. Honestly, everyone, I hope y'all take something from today, what I've shared. I hope you decide to take one of my little tips. And if you decide to, I'd love if you would tag Thankful on Purpose this week again. If you would just write, give me some things that you're thankful for because it's not only gets you going or gets you through it, but it gets me through it too. And that's just helping me, just reminding me, okay? As I'm here sharing with y'all, it doesn't mean that I'm perfect by no means. What were you going to say? I'm
I
sorry.
think you should remind after the live. I think you should put a post and remind people about what you're talking about, so that way,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, so we can all get involved.
Okay. Um, that's what I wanted to encourage to use that thankful on purpose this week, if you choose to, of course. Thank you, Miss Alice. I appreciate you. I learned so much from you, honestly. So I really do thank you. I do. But I want to remind you all to keep going because you are stronger than you think. I'm telling myself that too. But again, um, I want to, one more time, let me do one more time. I want to go ahead and just read the verse that I wanted to mention or that I mentioned at the beginning. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24. No matter what, no matter what this day brought, this is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, no matter what. I want you to remember that, okay? Psalms 118:24. Yes, amen. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, my bestie?
I just think that once again, the challenges that she put out, I think that you guys could. Joe's going to put it on her community post to remind us, and so she can challenge us on what she was talking about today, and so you guys can I guess they can put it on your post, or you can tag everyone, or you guys can tag Joe on your community
It's,
post.
what Miss Alice was doing, she just did a community post and she put 3 things she was thankful for, and then she, on the same community post, she just put hashtag thankful on purpose, and I would be able to see it. And then she tagged me.
There you go. But I think you should remind us about it.
I will, Miss Queen. I will, Queen to Queen, because I know it'll help you. No matter what we've gone through, and I'm just saying this out loud, no matter what we've gone through this week, no matter what we feel that might have been just, out of control or didn't go as we really liked it to go, I want to remind you, no matter what, keep going, because you are stronger than you think. Okay? So with that said, I just want to remind everyone to keep pushing through with me. Keep pushing through with me. We are stronger together. Trust and believe.